Very good afternoon to one and all, Honorable Chief Guest for this inaugural session, former Vice Chancellor of our university, Dr. Vijay Pandharipande sir, has joined our cloud meeting. So I welcome him. We are just waiting for our respected director sir to join our cloud meeting. I would request Gaurav to put a little reminder to Professor Patil sir. Gaurav, you are there?
Yes, sir.
सरांना एक रिमाइंड कर गौरव.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
You are able to listen?
Yes. We can see you also, and you are audible also, sir.
Okay, thank you.
गौरव सर ज्वाइन किए?
सर सबको फोन किया था मैंने, सर ज्वाइन हो रही है।
ओके ओके ओके, सो बाय दैट टाइम आप यूनिवर्सिटी सॉन्ग शुरू करो गौरव।
ओके सर।
गौरव you can share the sir has joined, Patil sir has joined.
यस ओके सर।
Goro, your song is not audible.
Or you can start the audio.
वाऱ्यातही मराठीचे दिवे लख घरोघर संत महंतांचे विरागी गीत आमुचे कातळाचे इतिहासाचे जनावराचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे तंतु तंतु संघर्षाचा पैठणीत भिनलेला
नक्षीतच पक्षी पक्षी विजयाचा मिळलेला
सोन पहाट उदयाचे गीत आमुचे उजेडाचे इतिहासाचे जनावराचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे प्रज्ञेचा सूर्य नवा शब्द शब्द उजळून गेला समतेचा संगराचा अर्थ ढाळून गेला विराट विशाल संस्कृतीचे गीत आमुचे जीवनाचे इतिहासाचे जनावराचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे गीत आमुचे सागराचे इतिहासाचे
Thank you, Gaurav. You can stop the screen sharing. So before going towards the inaugural session, I would request all the participants to open their camera. सभी सहभागी participant अपने camera open रखें. All participants are requested to open their camera and keep their mic mute. On behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, I welcome today's guest, Honorable Professor Vijay Pandharipande sir, who is former Vice Chancellor of our university. Also, I welcome our President of this today's inaugural function, Director of this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, Professor S.S. Patil sir, and the entire participant, those who have joined this cloud meeting. This is the 24th NEP Orientation and Sensitization course being run by this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center. With this short inaugural session, after this inaugural session, we will have a technical session of Vijay Pandharipande sir. So I would now request Professor Vijay Pandharipande sir to deliver a short inaugural address to all of us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rafe. Dr. Satish Patil, Dr. Rafe, organizers of this course of Malviya Mission Teaching Center of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, where I had a opportunity and privilege to serve for 3.5 years approximately. And I'm happy to be associated with this university again and again through this teachers training program. Since my session is, regular session in detail is going to be there after this inaugural session. I just want to tell you a small story, just 1 minute, that what happens is at the end of the Second World War, there was a letter which was found in the concentration camp. You know that there was a concentration camp where a lot of people were killed mercilessly. So this letter, which was found in this concentration camp, it is addressed to the teachers. It says, "Dear teachers, I am survivor of concentration camp. My eyes saw what no man should witness. Gas chambers built by learned engineers. Children poisoned by educated physicians. Infants killed by trained nurses. Women and babies shot and burned by high school and college graduates. So, I am suspicious of education. My request is, help your students become human. Your efforts must never produce learned monsters, skilled psychopaths, educated illiterates. Reading, writing, arithmetic, these are of course important, only if they serve towards making our children more human. So the purpose of education is to create healthy mind. And during the next 2.5 hours in my lecture, we are going to question ourselves whether as a teacher, are we really serving the purpose of education? Are we really educating the children? Are we really giving them the knowledge, or simply giving some information, examining somehow? So it is not, our nature is always what I called as a somehow. Somehow we teach, somehow we examine, somehow we declare the results, somehow they get job, So all this somehow business, there is hardly any seriousness. And as a result, what you saw in this letter, which was relevant to the Second World War, the situation as on today is not very much different, even after so many decades. More or less, we are seeing same chaos, same disturbance, same social intolerance, and so deterioration of quality of education. Yes, quantity wise, there is no problem. Number of colleges, number of universities, number of IITs, NITs, they have increased manifold. But what about quality? You ask today any person who is around 70 or 80 and who is graduate of those days and ask him which education was better. 90% people, 99% people will tell that education at their time was better than the education today. Yes, facilities are there. You have internet, you have social media, you have technological development, and so on. So many things are there. Everything has changed totally. But is it in right direction? That is the question we should ask. We will also discuss in detail after this inauguration. What is this new education policy? What was the need? And really, are we implementing it in letter and spirit or not? So, since it is only an inaugural session, I would stop here. Before that, I would also like to tell one thing to all the participants, that whatever I will be telling in my lecture, it is, you don't consider it as the last word. Everything has a two coins, two sides. Every coin has a two sides. So I don't say that whatever statements I am making, you should agree with it. No, you should always question, you should always doubt, you should always raise objections. That is how the learning progresses. In fact, the most powerful sentence in the world, as told by one Nobel laureate woman, poetess, is I do not know. I do not know many things, and therefore there is a possibility of learning. So, with this, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to interact with the faculty. And I'm sure next 2.5 hours you will enjoy, because that is what is. You won't get bored. You won't feel sleepy. That much assurance I can give you. Over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, we are eagerly waiting for your technical session. Uh, Before concluding this inaugural session, I would request our Honorable President, Professor S.S. Patil, sir, to deliver the presidential remark to this inaugural session.
Good afternoon, all of you. The chief guest of this inaugural session, respected Vijay Pandharipande sir, Honorable ex-Vice Chancellor of this university, my colleague Dr. Rafe, and you all fellow participants, good afternoon, all of you. As Pandharipande sir rightly told that you will enjoy all the sessions which has been arranged in NEP 2020 with the experienced and learned experts, and you will have every opportunity to interact with them. In fact, the MMTT center of this university, we are running this 24th NEP orientation sensitization program in order to improve the teaching abilities of the faculty members through cutting edge pedagogical methods, tools, and techniques. We are also trying to provide necessary skills to effectively integrate the technology and digital resources into their teaching practices. The this MMTTC encourages to adopt a research-based approach in their teaching and contribute to the innovation in higher education. As this NEP 2020, which has been implemented since 2020, we are consistently taking these orientation programs to improve the teaching pedagogy, teaching techniques. It is very important to include, to some extent, the skill into the curriculum and should make a curriculum job oriented and to include something innovative into the curriculum. As we are in the outcome-based frame curriculum, we have every opportunity to foster a culture of continuous professional development among the educators, promoting a lifelong learning and the adaptation to the educational advancements. I believe that if we could be able to improve the framed curriculum, we'll have to show our commitment to the students, society, and excellence. And as Pandharipande sir has rightly told that we have to see that we have to maintain the basic human values to become a good teacher. And I believe that you all participants will definitely have insight that what kind of innovation and what kind of integration that needs to be taken into the curriculum so that it will help to shape up the career of the students. With this, I welcome you all participants and wish you that this orientation sensitization program will be very helpful from your teaching pedagogy point of view. With this, I thank Dr. Pandharipande sir for giving his valuable time to inaugurate this session and take the first session of this NEP orientation session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Patil sir, for your presidential remark to this inaugural session. So, with the permission of Honorable Chair, I now declare that this inaugural session is over, and I would now hand over the session to our respected resource person, Professor Vijay Pandharipande sir, for delivering his technical session. Over to you, Pandharipande sir.
Okay, thank you very much. As I already told you, listen to my lectures very carefully.
For your PPT, sir, when to share the PPT?
Yeah. You can just share that blended learning.
Blended learning. Yes, Gaurav, you can share and kindly see that all mics are muted. Because
Now,
I'm traveling.
Yes.
Before I start, just one. Hello. Before I start, I would request all participants to listen to lecture very carefully, because at the end of the session, you will have a small home assignment. And that home assignment is as follows. You have, each participant have to frame 2 questions, multiple choice questions based on my lecture. Is it clear? All participants, after my lecture is over, have to frame independently 2 multiple choice questions with 4 options A, B, C, D, which are based on my lecture, and email it to the coordinator of this course. What will happen? They will collect all these questions. So if there are, let us say, 100 participants, they will get 200 multiple choice questions with, of course, you have to give solutions also. And they will circulate these 200 questions to all of you. And then before the course ends, you will have to solve those questions and send it to the coordinator of this course. I hope all of us agree to this. So therefore, listen to this lecture very carefully. Another thing, as I told earlier, I don't expect that you should agree with all my statements, all my postulates, because everybody can have a different opinion. In fact, education means not a single answer. Generally, we all are used that our system is such that in a specific time, we give specific questions with specific answers and then give them the specific marks or grading. And that is what we call the education system. But literally speaking, education or learning is to see, it is to question, raise doubts, always raise doubts. In fact, if you see our old Gurukul system, it was all question and answer business only. What is Bhagavad Gita? It is only questions and answers between Arjuna and Sri Krishna. So our earlier system has always been in form of questions and answers. But nowadays, what is happening? You go to the class, maybe at 9 o'clock, start talking non-stop for 1 hour or 60 minutes and leave the class. There is no scope for discussion. There is no scope for questioning, arguing, and therefore there is hardly any learning. And why people always say attendance is poor. Their students are not coming to the class. Nobody is examining the real reason behind why the students are not coming to the classes. Of course, I do also agree, because 30 years back, the type of the attendance which we used to have, and today, suppose by chance I go to any final year class of engineering, because as you know, I am basically a electronics engineering professor. So when I go to the class, hardly attendance is 30%, 40%. So I ask myself, is teaching has become redundant? Because even without attending the classes, these students are getting first class with distinction. They are getting more or less good jobs. Therefore, we should also think and question ourselves whether our teaching has become redundant or not. That is also a thing. We must self-examine. So, as I was telling in the beginning, what is really the purpose of education? The purpose of education is to create healthy mind. I repeat, this is very, very important. The purpose of education is to create healthy mind. And what is healthy mind? What is the healthy mind? What does it mean by healthy mind? The healthy mind, good health means enthusiasm to work, passion to work, enthusiasm to work, passion to work. The word enthusiasm, this enthu means insight, and provoke. In Sanskrit they say prachodayato. It means God provoked me to do good things. So, for example, in the morning at 9 o'clock, you ask yourself whether you have to go to class or I want to go to class. What is the question you are asking? I have to go to class or I want to go to class. That will decide whether you are enthusiastic or not enthusiastic. I have to means somebody is forcing me to go to class. I don't want to go to class. And therefore, in our terminology, university they used one wording. It is called teaching load. You say lecturer's teaching load is 16 hours per week. Associate professor 12 hours per week, or professor 8 hours per week. It is called teaching load. If you are calling teaching as a load, then everything is gone. The whole gist is gone. Teaching cannot be a load. So I think Professor Patil and Professor Rafe knows that when I was a vice chancellor there in Aurangabad, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar now, I removed this word load. We called it teaching hours, not teaching load. If you consider teaching as a load, then you cannot make your class enjoyable. See, your environment in the class must always be an enjoyable environment, whatever concept you are teaching. Unfortunately, what is happening, because I know that most of you may have mixed departments, mixed faculties. Somebody may be from arts, commerce, science, engineering, or doctors. I do not know. So I'm aware that I'm addressing a mixed group, whereas my own field of interest is electronics and communication engineering. Last 40 years I have been teaching. And fortunately, I can claim that I have seen all types of education. My own schooling was in municipal school in mother tongue, Marathi medium. Up to 4th class, I learned in Marathi medium in municipality school, sitting on the floor with desks. Up to 8th class, also there was Marathi medium only. Only after 9th class, we started learning in English medium. But that never harmed or affected my going to IIT. After graduation, I went to IIT. Yes, obviously, of course, first semester was extremely difficult for us to cope up with when you do your graduation from regional engineering college and then go to IIT for post graduation, obviously you will face a lot of difficulty. But to tell you that the teachers there were so helpful, so cooperative, that our all difficulties were resolved in a period of first 3 months. This type of environment is very, very important. Now what has happened? Same IITs, those days there were only 5 IITs, as you know. Kharagpur, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, and Kanpur. But now the number has fourfold. Regional engineering colleges, 10 times. Private engineering colleges, I do not know, 100 times. But what about quality? And options also. There were hardly few branches for study. Now there are so many branches. So, whole education system, as you see, in last so many decades, has changed. When you talk about this new education policy, which they, of course, declared in 2020, but because of that corona pandemic, the implementation was delayed, and the real implementation started only in 23, 24, and even now it is not being fully accepted throughout the country. Therefore, when one hand you are calling it as a national education policy and expecting that all states, everybody, all colleges, all universities should accept it. But unfortunately, it is not happening. That is the bitter truth about so-called national education policy. That states like West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Kerala, they are not accepting. Still, the document is very good, obviously. The expectations, objectives, and the way in which those things are to be implemented is extremely good. I mean, it is not a very big document also. If each one of you can just go to the website and see it, you can easily understand. It's not very difficult. That's why I always wonder why in last 1 year you need so many workshops, lectures, etc. on new education policy. Are teachers not educated or intelligent enough to understand that document which is prepared by the expert committee? Our teachers are not intellectual enough to learn that thing. Why are we having so many? I mean, as Professor Patil was saying, this is 24th workshop in that series. Why do we need 24 or 25 such things here? And why do we need a person like me to come again and again and tell you what is new education policy, what is new? It is all available in the document. But we don't want to read. We don't want to understand. Problem lies there. It is not that we cannot implement it. Yes, we can implement it. But we want to raise doubts. How can we do it? How is it possible? We don't have autonomy. How can I give grades instead of marks? Because our mind is still traditional. Therefore, as you can see in my first slide, I have written there that old education policy or system, I have drawn a triangle. And for a new education policy, I have drawn a rectangle. Now, I would like to ask a question to any participant or any intelligent participant. Can you understand the meaning of this diagram? Old education policy system, triangle, and a new education policy, rectangle, with a lot of weaving drawing there. There are a lot of colors and there is a weaving also there in the new education policy. What is the concept or what is the meaning I want to convey by this first slide? Can anybody answer this question? Please. You unmute and you can talk. You raise your
hand.
You raise your hand and you can answer me. And another thing I want to say, let us be a participative discussion, not one-way traffic. I don't want to give a lecture here. I'm not here to give it. Let us discuss. Let us have fruitful discussion. Yes. Anybody? What this diagram is conveying? Surprising? Please raise your hand. And it doesn't matter, see, if you are wrong or if you are not able to convey the proper thing, doesn't matter. But at least try to speak out. What I want to convey by this first slide? Old, new. Why triangle? Why rectangle? With so many colors. And that weaving also. There is a weaving. No? You are all learned teachers, not able to get what this diagram is conveying. Coordinator, nobody is raising hand? Yeah, no? Yes. I'm giving you time.
Excuse me, sir. Myself, Nilesh Kakade.
Please tell.
Sir, it is presenting the prism where old system is separate out into the new colors of education policies.
No. Why in old education system there is a triangle? What does it mean? Tell me first. Triangle represents what?
Okay, sir.
Why triangle? You are in which from which branch?
I am from science, sir.
Science.
Yes, sir.
Then you must tell. Then you must tell which field, which subject.
From botany, sir.
You must tell then. You must tell. Science person must tell. Are you PhD?
No, sir.
Sir,
I am pursuing my PhD.
Huh?
I am pursuing my PhD, sir.
You are pursuing your. Yeah. Still, then you must tell. You must tell. Think.
sir, may I ask?
Yeah, please.
Sir, this triangle shows that three pillars of teaching, where first one is teacher, second one is student, third one is curriculum.
Okay. And what about rectangle?
Rectangle, sir, I'm not sure what.
No. Yes. See, you must correlate. Which field you are? What is your subject?
Sir, commerce.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You should. You are PhD.
No, sir, no.
Okay. Doesn't matter. You are doing.
Sir, trying to apply for PhD right now.
Okay. You are teaching which classes?
Sir, graduation and PG.
Okay. Good. See, anybody else can try?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
please.
Myself, Dr. Ravi Lamani from Karnataka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am language student and
Ah,
language teacher.
Okay, try.
Still, I am a learner. I am learning this type of activities. The triangle shows that somebody is told teacher, student, and curriculum, sir. And it is the old methodology.
No. What
And
about
it
in that case? What about rectangle? If you are saying it is three pillars, etc., in rectangular there are four sides. Then something should relate to four things in the right hand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
so that's why.
That is not correct.
And rectangle has many colors and many ways and many ideas and many route according to
Ah.
my knowledge.
Yeah, but then what does it mean? What does it mean?
So it is free-handed to teach, and it is teacher side also is good and students also is good. So
No,
that's
but
why.
what is good? What is good there? I mean, what is the basic changes? What are the basic changes from old to new? See,
This is
let me tell you,
even
your
art students may go to the science and commerce also, and even commerce students may learn the literature, and even science students learn the literature.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that is correct. Anyway,
Yes,
you are more or less you are going close to it. See, in the left system, if you see our rigidity of our education system.
Yes,
See,
sir. That old system and
in
triangle.
old system was very rigid. See,
Yes, sir. Yes.
when I am school, I learn all subjects. Okay,
Yes, yes,
that
sir.
is the base of the
Yes, sir.
triangle.
Yes.
Then when I go to middle school or high school, then
Yes, sir.
I have to choose either commerce, arts, science, biology. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
biology person is not learning maths. Maths person is not learning biology. They are not learning commerce. They are not
Yes.
learning much arts. They're not learning much history. And as you go to postgraduate, you simply study only physics, only chemistry, MSc in physics, MSc in chemistry. So at post-graduation level, it still becomes narrow. And when you do PhD, it's still very narrow subject. So in my school, I used to learn everything with a broad base. As I go, up and up, graduation, post-graduation, doctoral level, I become less and less. See, even if MBBS doctor, he studied our subject, but when he does post-graduation, right, he will only study ENT, ear, nose, throat, or he will only study gynecology, or he will only study surgery. And if it is super specialty, if it is super specialty, then he is only dealing with cancer, only dealing with diabetes, only dealing with blood pressure, hypertension, only dealing with psychoanalysis, and so on. So narrow and narrow. You can go to a diabetes expert and ask on orthopedics, orthopedic problem or eye problem. You cannot go. So that was the thing. Whereas in the new education policy, what are they expecting? According to the need and liking of the student. Let them learn the things of their choice. That is what free choice is given. Of course, if you are interested in commerce, obviously major courses you have to take from commerce. Let us say 60%. But 40% you can take courses from arts, music, yoga, let us say management, some computer course. You may learn some journalism, mass communication, anything of your choice. 40% is your choice. 60% you can take science, physics, whatever is specialization. But 40% you have choice. So the so-called choice-based credit grading system has this flexibility. There is a concept of what is called as liberal arts. We had a specific departments, Marathi department, Sanskrit department, Urdu department, Pali and Buddhism department, history, tourism. So what has happened in our traditional system, we have built strong walls around these departments. Physics person cannot do a course in chemistry. MSc chemistry cannot do PhD in physics. Have you seen any university, if you are MSc in chemistry and you want to do PhD in physics, will you be allowed in Indian university? The answer is no. But this freedom is there abroad. I think have you heard the name of Professor Venkatraman? I think around 2020 or 2012 or 2010, I'm not remembering exact year, he got a Nobel Prize. Please remember this Professor Venkatraman, he is a physics student, MSc, etc. He has done physics in India, Baroda, I think Baroda University, and then went abroad. And you will be surprised, he got Nobel Prize in chemistry. He teaches biochemistry. He does research in biotechnology. So much freedom is there abroad. But here what is happening? No, chemistry person cannot do physics. Physics person cannot learn botany. If you take subjects like nanotechnology, it's a mixed. You must have heard this nanotechnology, nanoscience, nano, etc. Nano cars are coming. It involves 4 to 5 subjects, disciplines, physics, chemistry, computer science, information technology, biotechnology, genetics, neural networks, so many, even biology. So I'll give you another example. Your automobile car, which you are using for transportation. This car, 30 years back, this was the subject of mechanical engineering. Okay? Today, same car, 80% is electronics in that car. Only 20% that outer world chassis, tires, and etc. They are only 20% is mechanical. The rest all is electronics and computer. So things are changing. Now you see your railway banking system. I mean, those who are commerce teachers, they must be experiencing it. How was the banking system and banking and insurance, etc. system 30 years back or 40 years back? You remember? I still remember when you go to the bank, there used to be a very big register where they used to make entries by hand. How much money you have taken or how much money you have deposited. Entry used to be, for each person, there used to be one ledger and they used to make entries. And it used to take a lot of time. Now, you don't go to the bank at all. You don't use currency at all. So things are changing. But question is, are we changing as far as our education is concerned? Or you are still teaching students the same old syllabus, same old commerce, same old economics? Your share system, stocks exchanges system, a loan system, insurance system, everything has changed now. Nothing is as old as this. But are these changes reflected in our curricula or in our syllabus? I have my own doubts. So another thing is, as I rightly said, are we making a good human being when a student graduates? What type of moral, ethical values you are teaching to the students? Why there is so much quarrel, hate, disturbance, wars? Why it is there in our, I mean, not only in our country, I mean, throughout the world, you see, there is, why there is no concern about pollution? You see, in the month of March February or March itself, you had a 40 degrees temperature in some cities. So you are experiencing climate change. You are experiencing how villages and districts are changing with concrete jungles, how the trees are disappearing, how there is a scarcity of water. But these common problems are not being attended to in our studies, in our research. I would like to challenge and ask those who are PhDs in this group, in the participants. I'm sure some of you may be PhD. Today night, before sleeping, you ask one question to yourself. Who has used my research which I have done for PhD? Who has used my thesis? What life has changed because of my research? Has it added any value to the society because of my research? You will see 95% of our PhD work is not worth even keeping in library. Just we are doing it for the sake of doing. There is hardly any effort to see that, for example, any commerce person, if he is doing PhD, he should see to it that his problem or of research is useful to economy of the country. Are you aware that, for example, I'll give you a beautiful example. I think about 15 years back, till 15 years back, our Indian currency, rupee, did not have a sign. You know that symbol. Dollar has a symbol, S and two vertical lines. Yen has a symbol, Y and line. So every currency had some symbol. Dollar, pound. Pound had a symbol, something like L and anything. But rupee did not have a symbol. Are you aware how this symbol has come? Now our symbol is R. In Hindi, Devanagari, you write R and there is a horizontal line. Do you know how it has come? Who has invented it? Any commerce person knows it? Those who are teaching commerce, economics, do they know it? Tell me. Are you teaching this to the students? What is the significance or importance of that symbol, rho, and with one horizontal line? Any commerce teacher? Who has invented it? How it started? I think just now somebody was telling they are teaching commerce and all that. Any commerce teacher knows it? Economics teacher knows it? This is ignorance. This is called ignorance. And please remember, because of now internet, because of YouTube, all these answers, fortunately, you don't have to even go to the library, or you don't have to even go to the search journals for this. There all answers are available. There is a beautiful, I think, YouTube presentation, PowerPoint presentation. There was a competition by central government, Reserve Bank of India, open to all. It was open to all. They wanted this for our Indian currency rupee. They wanted this symbol to be invented. And of course, many entries came, and ultimately this particular entry was chosen. Please, you will be surprised that the winner was not, actually I would have expected the winner should have been from commerce faculty or economics faculty, but no. The winner was from IIT Mumbai. A postgraduate student of IIT Mumbai has invented nearly 15 to 16 years back this symbol, which is for rupee. He is now professor in another IIT. He has, of course, done PhD, etc. Now he's a professor in IIT Guwahati or somewhere there. But he has invented it. And there is a lot of reasoning behind this symbol. Why this particular thing? What are the advantages of this particular thing? This is called teaching. This is called exploration of knowledge. Not what is given in the textbook. Not what is given in the textbook. I'll give you another simple example, and which I always give in my regular lectures also. So those who have attended earlier, this may be a repetition, but I would give it. In all of your schooling, all of you in your school days, you have studied a theorem that sum of the two sides of a triangle is always greater than third side. I'm sure, even if you had a simple mathematics 8th or 9th class, this theorem everybody has studied, that in a triangle, sum of two sides is always greater than third side. Tell me, have you asked any teacher, what is the use of this theorem in life? Why are you teaching me this theorem? Yes, sum of the two sides of the triangle is greater than third side. So what? Did you question so what? Where it is used? Tell me, any teacher or any math teacher or any teacher can answer this question? Where is it used? What is the use of this statement in practical life? Yes? You can raise your hand. Yeah, Dr. Ravi, you want to say? Somebody want to say? What is the use of this in life? Why are you learning all the such things? I purposely gave a very simple example which belongs to our school education, so that whether you are in science or commerce or arts, everybody knows this, that sum of two sides of, even that first slide shows that triangle. You can see if you take first slide and one side and another side, it is always greater than the third side. You draw any triangle. But what is the use of this in life? Or just like that you are learning? See, unless you know the purpose of learning, it will become boring. It will become boring. And that is why classes are not interested. Where students are not getting interest in the class, because you are not making it enjoyable. Yes, anybody? What is the use? Anybody who knows, want to try, can raise the hand. How many participants are there? Coordinator?
Sir, 86.
Huh?
86.
86, and nobody is able to try it. It's surprising. See, you should not sit like a statue here. I want you to actively participate. Then only you will learn. Otherwise, I can show. Please, all this, my slides, etc. Your coordinator will mail you. No problem. You don't even run those slides. They will. Yeah, you can give them. Email them after the lecture. That is not a big problem. Problem is interaction. I want interaction. Try it. I have asked you a very simple question. Where is it used in practice?
Yes,
Anybody
participant.
wants to try?
Please try the participant.
Yeah, anybody?
Please raise your hand.
Yeah, raise your hand. It doesn't matter. See, even if you commit mistake, even if you don't, but you must try. If you don't try, then there is no learning. Learning comes only by failures. Please remember, learning does not come by success. Learning comes only by failure. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Dr. Ravi.
Yes, sir, please. Once again, repeat it. The question I am not able to get.
See, we have been taught in this school that
Yes,
in
sir.
a triangle, sum of two sides of a triangle is always greater than third side.
Okay,
Yeah, have you been taught this?
Three dots, no, sir.
You have you taught in geometry? You are told, is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
You are told,
old
is it not?
education policy.
Now I am asking you,
Yes, sir. Old
what is the use of this in life?
Yeah,
This,
it is.
this was told as a theorem. You know, this was told as a theorem. But
Yes,
what
I
is
am
its
not.
use in practical life?
Sir, please, I am not a mathematician.
You are what? No, you need not be a mathematician. But in school, you have learned mathematics.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course.
Geometry, you have learned. Triangle, you
Yes,
have learned.
yes, sir.
No, triangle, you have learned or not?
It is according to my knowledge, it shows the triangle. It is three corner,
That
and this three corner within the third three corner, we are wandering and learning, and we don't have any free hand to learn more, and we don't have any new area to go beyond the circle, beyond the area, beyond the border.
that is a different story. No. You are going in totally tangential thing. My question is, when triangle was taught,
Yes, sir.
a theorem was told that in any triangle, sum of two sides of a triangle is always greater than third side. If you ABC, so AB plus BC is always greater than AC. It was told. But what is the use? Are we learning anything for the sake of learning, or it has some practical use? The problem is neither the student asks nor the teacher tells. Anyway, I think you are nothing is clicking in anybody's mind. I'll tell you the answer.
Yes, sir.
Today, all of you must be using Uber taxi for going from your residence to railway station or to airport. Are you using Uber taxi? I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Now this Uber taxi, that route which is choosing, it is what is called as shortest route from going from your residence to railway station. That shortest route is found by this principle. If you want to go from one point to the another point, the only shortest route is straight route from A to B. If you go by any other route, this way or that way, that will be always longer. And that's why, in general, Uber will choose shortest route. And this principle, which you learned in school, is used in that map in the Uber application. You see, all what we are learning in school, it is being simply used. But there is one but here. There is one but here.
Yes.
Do you know what is that but? When sometimes this Uber fellow does not go by that shortest route, he takes another route. Have you observed it? Many times he doesn't take shortest route, he takes another route. And when you ask him, अरे बाबा वो तो shortest route है, आप इधर से क्यों चल रहे? What answer he gives? Sir, उधर सिग्नल ज्यादा है, ट्रैफिक ज्यादा है, इसलिए हम ये शॉर्टेज ये रूट लॉन्गर है, फिर भी हम जल्दी पहुंचेंगे. Why? Because signals are less and traffic is less. What does it mean? That for any problem, the answer which has been told traditionally need not be the proper answer. Please remember, in life, question is same, problem is same, but there are many alternatives, many possibilities. Shortcut is not always the right answer. This you must remember, and that you must make students aware. Unfortunately, we are not telling the students to learn in this way. What are we telling? This is the question. This is the answer you have to write. Only you have to write these 8 lines. You cannot write 6 lines. If you write 6 lines, I will give you less marks. If you write 12 lines, I will consider it as superfluous. I want only 8 lines. So as I told in the beginning, specific questions, specific answers in specific time and get specific marks and pass the exam. That is our education system. That is not correct. There are always alternatives. There are always multiple solutions. But and see, in some cases, remember, some problems, they don't have solution at all. Can anybody give me an example of a problem which does not have a solution? Give me any problem in your field or anything that it doesn't have a solution. Forget about multiple solutions. Even there is no solution at all. Anybody? In your field, you can tell. Or anything you remember. It is a general discussion, you know. See, I am not happy. You people are not participating actively. It should be it is not a one-way traffic. Learning, teaching is not at all a one-way traffic. It has to be two-way traffic. Can you give me an example where a problem does not have a solution at all? Or at least satisfactory solution is not there. 100% solution is not there. Anything? Can you give an example? No. We all have experienced it 2 years back. Corona. Corona had absolutely no solution. That was a worldwide epidemic which did not have a even of course that Covishield and all that vaccine, it's Covaxin, etc. you have taken, but it was all temporary solution. It was not at all a permanent solution, and we really do not know the real cause from where it came, how it spread, there are unanswered questions. All statistics of death, statistics of that diagnosis, etc. They were all hotspots worldwide. There was a chaos, simply chaos. We did not have a correct answer to any solution. So, student has to be prepared for such a situation where there is a possibility that you will not have any solution. So, whether you are teaching, another thing is when we talk about interdisciplinary learning, try to understand the meaning of this interdisciplinary learning. It is, you can call it also as a cafeteria approach. It is also called as cafeteria. What does it mean? Cafeteria approach means, see, suppose I go to the cafeteria. That person, waiter there or a owner there will not force me that you have to eat this, you have to eat only this. No. There is a choice. He gives me a big menu card, and I decide what to eat. He will not dictate. But in our education system, you teachers, then board of studies, academic council, your vice chancellor or pro vice chancellor, they are all deciding what I should learn, how I should learn, how much I should learn. You decide it. Student has absolutely no choice. So that is the big problem with the education system. In fact, just like when I go to the hotel, I have a choice whether I should eat dosa or idli or uttapam. or upma. I have a choice. Not only that, whenever I suppose I have to eat some particular sabji or paratha or whatever, I even tell them, put less oil, make less chili, don't make too much oily, don't put too much salt, give me a tea without sugar. All these choices you are able to tell. But in school and colleges, no. Fixed syllabus, fixed examination system, fixed marking system, everything is fixed. Now you last 1 or 2 months, you are always already seeing the trouble about language learning, whether Hindi should be compulsory or not. And those people from South India, they are objecting. Some people are saying no. This language, that language, we are unnecessary fighting. Why? Let students learn as many languages as possible of their choice. Why are you forcing learn this, learn this? No. Let them, please remember, learning a language is very, very important. The fact that I am asking questions to you and none of you are coming forward for discussion or for answering. Why? Because you have a problem in communication. It does not matter whether the answer is wrong. Let the answer be wrong. But at least you should try, come forward. So please remember, if you have a command, need not be English. You can talk in Hindi, you can talk in your mother tongue, no problem. But at least do you have command on your mother tongue? On any topic, can you express yourself for 15 minutes, 20 minutes without deviating the topic and going deep into the topic so that others can understand? See, when do you say good teaching? Good teaching, what is this definition of a good teaching? Good teaching should be, I think for the benefit of all of you, I will tell in Hindi, 3 words. 3 words. Your teaching should be sahaj, spasht, saral, saras. Sahaj, spasht, saral, saras. Sahaj means easy. You are not putting a lot of pressure on anybody. It should be sahaj, spasht, very clear, crystal clear. Whatever ideas you are teaching, whether you are teaching idea from mathematics, you are teaching idea of, or you are teaching a poem, you are teaching a concept from history, you are teaching a grammar concept, or you are teaching a particular phenomena from economics, commerce, whatever it is, whichever science, periodic table, or physics, chemistry, material science, whatever it is, it must be crystal clear, spasht, and saral, easy, saras, interesting. Saras means interesting. Unless you make it interesting, students will get bored. You are in class, they must feel, even if you ask them to come on Sunday, they should be ready to come on Sunday. Attendance must be full. They must feel that, oh, this sir's class, if I don't go, I'm going to lose something. No, I must go. That's what I said. Whether you want to say, I have to go to class, or I want to go to class. There is a difference. Whether I have to go to class or I want to go to class. Passion means I want to go to class. Teaching must be a passionate job. It must come from heart. And that's what in the beginning I said, teaching load. No, it is not a load. Now the question is, why are we talking about this so-called interdisciplinary business? Because in future, this one way looking at a problem is nobody is going to, as far as job is concerned, you cannot see if you go to a banking system or somebody and he tells you do this project. You cannot say, no, this I have not learned. Tomorrow, nobody is going to accept the argument that this I have not learned or this I do not know. If you do not know, learn. Take 10 days, 15 days, learn and deliver the goods. People are afraid that jobs are less. There is an unemployment. It is a myth. It is not correct. There are plenty of jobs, plenty of vacancy. You are not fitting. You means I am not telling you, the concerned group or concerned graduates, they are not able to prove that yes, I can do this. I can do this. If you can do this, you can do this. There is, for those, there is no dearth of jobs. And in the job, there is nothing like that this job is good and that job is not good. No. Another thing is, you have to accept the bitter truth that whatever you teach during graduation or post graduation, 90% of that is not at all used in your profession, except in one case or two cases, except teacher. If I am doing PhD or research and becoming a teacher, then yes, I am using what I have learned. But most of the jobs, nature of the jobs is such that whatever you have learned in your school, college, you absolutely are not at all using. You have to learn new things. That is why two things are important, which you have to teach to the students. Number one, continuous learning. You have to teach students how to learn. Don't teach from textbook. Omit. What are we doing? We are just taking a textbook, omitting it in the class. That is not good teaching. Good teaching means how to learn. I'm giving you an example. When we were in IIT, I remember we had a good teacher, very good teacher. I mean, I call it a guru's guru. You know, guru's guru means my guru, I mean, the person with whom I did PhD, and this person was his guru. He did PhD with him. So you can say what level he was. So he was teaching, guru's guru. He was teaching us one subject. And remember, this person was not PhD. Guru's guru was not PhD, but he has produced at least more than 12 PhD, in spite of the fact that he himself was not PhD. But he became the director of the IIT also. So that time there was no PhD is a must, this is a must, that capability is important. In many cases, people don't, nowadays they are not seeing your certificate, specialization, etc. No. Are you fit for my job? That's all. That is the required. Whether you have done it from IIT or NIT or from Sambhajinagar or from Pune or from Chennai, that is immaterial. From which college or from which university, deemed university or autonomous, no, it is all immaterial. Whether you are 90% or 80, no, absolutely no. For that job, are you useful? Can you deliver the goods? If I throw you in sea, can you swim on your own? That is sea. So I was giving an example of this teacher. So this teacher, he was teaching us one subject. And in a semester, there were, I think, 4 to 5 chapters from one book was there. But what happened? In semester that time used to be 4 months, for 5 months. Suddenly exam will be there after 4. Now, semester is coming to an end, and his teacher was teaching only one chapter. Only one chapter he taught. Rest he did not teach. He was supposed to teach nearly 4 chapters, 4 or 5 chapters, but he taught only one chapter. So we were all scared that what will happen. See, in syllabus, according to syllabus, there are 4 chapters, and he has only taught one chapter. So all students went to him, scared, and sir, what to do? You have only taught one chapter. Do you know what answer he gave? Beautiful answer. I can never forget. That made me a good teacher. In fact, that answer was, if I teach you everything, what will you learn yourself? If I teach you everything, what will you learn yourself? That was the question he asked us. Fortunately, of course, we went back, somehow prepared. We all passed, no problem. But this is the situation. Learning to learn. If everything you are teaching and you are not allowing, in fact, you will be surprised. The definition of best teacher, I found it on YouTube. Who is the best teacher? You will be surprised. The definition which is given by a renowned professor on YouTube is, best teacher is the teacher who does not teach. Best teacher is the teacher who does not teach, but allows students to learn, helps students to learn. So therefore, guidance, see, there are 3 aspects: teaching, guidance, mentoring, advising. These are considered as the roles of the teacher. Mentoring, guidance, teaching, advising. Out of this, only we are doing teaching. There is hardly any mentoring. There is hardly any exposure to multiple options. There is hardly any exposure to failures. What will happen if you fail? If you are not able to find the answer, you have to prepare the students. I think you all must be familiar with that famous story of Thomas Alva Edison, who invented the bulb, electric bulb. I'm sure most of you must be familiar with that story. The story goes like this, that this person, Thomas Alva Edison, was inventing that those wire, it is called filament, which is there in the bulb. They were trying this element, that element, that element. I mean, there are thousands trials they tried. Everything was burning, and they were not getting final solution. So his students got bored. They got irritated. So they went, just like we went to our teacher. The students went to Thomas Alva Edison. Sir, what is the use? We are trying. Thousands of elements have burnt. We are not getting success. Do you know what was the reply? Who told you that we are not succeeded? Who told you we are not? We have succeeded because we have told world that these 1,000 elements which burned, they are not useful as filament in the bulb. We have told the world. We have told the world that these are not useful. So no solution is also a solution. Failure is also a step towards the success. So So I think this approach you have to take while teaching. Then only your mentality towards curriculum development or teaching learning process. See, what is the innovation in teaching learning process? Only such things only. Teaching by example. Some innovative methods, and nowadays, because of social media and these apps, etc., you can generate, you can simulate. In fact, lot of simulation you can do, lot of PowerPoint you can do, lot of videos you can show. Or just like when I was talking about Thomas Alva Edison, somebody can show his figure, his picture. Somebody can show his how he's interacting with the students, or his lab can be shown. You know, this type of interaction will make the class interesting. I think I will make some 5 minutes break here. If you have any question on whatever I have talked so far, you can have some interaction for 5-10 minutes. Then we will make a 10 minutes break, and then again I will have my second session. So on whatever we have discussed so far, if you have any questions, doubts, you can raise for some time, and let us have some discussion. Then afterwards, we will have 10 minutes break, and then we will again resume. Come on. Any questions or doubts? Please feel free to ask anything related to this or any other point. Any other related point also you can ask. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Myself, Professor Vijay Pawar, teaching in Venkatesh Mahadir Ichal Kanji, Kolhapur. Before I want to discuss that point.
No, your subject is, tell me subject.
My subject is economics.
Okay, tell me.
Economics. Few minutes before I want to discuss that point. What happening, sir? With my opinion, so many branches are open for the students nowadays. But in rural area, so many students are not participating due to the lack of knowledge and lack of some facilities. Now we are facing this problem, same problem. So many students are with us. Near about 2,500 students with our one single branch of commerce. Everybody wants to prepare the CH, C or CS. They are not using the ways of MPSC, UPSC. So I was trying to make some sincere efforts to teach them and guided to take the participation in competitive exam. But so many teachers are also not providing this facility. Even my principal was not allowed in last 10 years to raise the library of competitive exams books library. So we are not having.
No, let me tell you, these are administrative problems and other things are there, right? But the success lies in swimming against the current. See, everybody, if you are flowing with the current, everybody will reach the shore. But
just I am succeeded, sir. I have succeeded near about five students has been cleared the PSI and the CEO. But what happening here? After the COVID, so many students are not aware the purpose of this teaching, and we are also trying every teacher in the classroom that take the advantage and take the decisions, but they are not using these facilities, and they are involving in the only mobiles and so many areas but they are interested in the pattern. So it is the basic question of in my mind. If we teachers start to incorporate this knowledge, particular to the student interaction, it will be easy to incorporate the knowledge of ours to make the proper chances to the students. This
Yes,
is my
sir.
opinion, sir.
Agreed. See, I totally agree. You have 1 hour class. So I don't say that you do any injustice to syllabus. See, syllabus you can teach,
Yes, yes.
but along with the syllabus, you also should teach. Just
Hmm.
like today you see, you must have seen. I know I'm supposed to talk on NEP, this thing, that thing. But my purpose is to create some sensation in this group of, let us say, 85 or 87 teachers who are participating, so that some different thought process can start, simulate, so that we think differently. You see, that
Yes.
thinking differently is very important, right? Whenever I visit some institution and I live, I must see, oh, I have seen one thing in that institute which is not there anywhere. Suppose I meet you and
Yes, sir.
come to your college and meet you, then I must get an
Yes, sir.
impression. Array, this person I have never seen. The way in which he teaches, or the way in which his, office is there, or the charts he has made for something impression I must get. So
Yes, sir. Yes.
something different doing. Nobody prevents you. And this doesn't need any extra knowledge. It doesn't need PhD. It doesn't need computer. It doesn't need
Yes,
money.
sir.
It needs will to do. Will to. Everything is money is not required.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank,
Any other person?
thank you,
Any
sir.
question? Any question, other?
Any question, participant?
Any question? So, coordinator, shall we break for 10 minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
So we are meeting exactly at 4:10 and
Yes.
resume 4:10. In meantime, you can change those slides so that they can read. Just scan those slides for 1 or 2 minutes each so that they can go through those slides.
Okay, sir.
So we resume again after a small break. I hope everybody is in chair. All
Yes.
are there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let us start. Again, I will remind you that after my lecture is over, please write 2 multiple choice questions with 4 answers A, B, C, D. These questions must be based on the topic today, what we have discussed. And with answers, you have to mail these 2 questions to coordinator. Coordinator will collect all these questions, group it and send it to each one of you. So you will get, if there are 80 participants, you will get 80 into 2, 160 questions with multiple choice. You have to answer it, and after the 2-3 days, again mail back to the coordinator. That will be some sort of a assignment or homework for you. Now, I want to touch upon another aspect of teaching, that is teaching by examples. Because whatever concepts you are teaching, unless you tell some stories, unless you tell some live examples, unless you show it some experiments or demonstrations to prove it, it doesn't become interesting. And therefore, please see that every concept is explained by beautiful example. So nowadays, you can take help of animation. I'll tell you, those who are in science faculty, uh, there is one Professor H.C. Verma from IIT Kanpur, and he is teaching in Hindi the subject physics for schoolboys. Even being a professor of IIT, he is very passionate teacher, and he teaches by example. And you can go to the YouTube and see his lecture, Professor H.C. Verma. You will also know how interesting and how simple you can make the difficult concepts of physics or science and that too in local language, Hindi, for village students. Somebody just was telling the students from villages and small towns, they are not understanding or they have no interest. So to make them, to attract them, you have to have some innovative techniques in teaching and learning also. Basically, you can ask yourself, what is wrong with, I think tonight, why don't you ask yourself the following questions? What is wrong with me? Is everything right with me? If the answer is no, then what is wrong with me? What is wrong with my department? What is wrong with my college? What is wrong with my university? Ask this question yourself. It is a self examining process. And then try to find out how to improvise, how to make those negative points into positive points. What methods I can adopt? I am telling you, for every concept, every subject, Beautiful YouTube videos are available nowadays. You will be surprised that even at the age of 75, I am learning newly from these YouTube lectures. The beauty of these lectures is each lecture is hardly 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So the attention span nowadays, our attention span has reduced. We get bored. I do not know why these malware mission, they are becoming 3 hours continuously. It is this span is literally not a time span to attract or to have a good concentration. The listeners will get bored. Whatever, whosoever is the teacher, he may be good or whatever it is. But still, 3 hours is too much. Hardly 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, maximum 1 hour. So during that period, I mean, these YouTube, any in your commerce, science, or how to explain poetry, or any concept in physics, periodic table in the chemistry, or any concept in trigonometry, geometry, whatever it is. Beautiful things are available. This is the advantage of this new technology. Make use of it. Earlier, we did not have that opportunity. We had to go to library. Books were not available. Journals were not available. Now all these Google is there, Chat GPT is there, and another thing is people are now questioning or afraid what will happen to the students who are using this Chat GPT and assignments, copying, and other things. Now let me tell you one thing. These fears or these so to say hurdles are not at all new. Tell me one thing. There was a time when calculator came. In good old days, 50 years back or 60 years back, we used to have all those tables by heart from 1 to 20, 30. All those tables we used to say. Even if you ask me 15 fours are, 16 sixths are, I can tell you in 1 second because they are by heart. Now calculators came. So once calculator came, there was no need to remember the tables. So this generation, I mean your son, your daughter, or your granddaughters, or brothers or sisters, young brothers, they are not at all using tables, or they are not remembering tables. So that concept has gone of remembering. For example, in history, then you must remember the year when Second World War, when it happened, First World War, when it happened, when this king came, when this battle was won. You have to remember their names, those years, those dates. Now, the concept has changed. We are not at all testing memory. We are testing knowledge. We are testing analytical capability. See, history is not studying past. History is not studying past. It is learning from past. That is history. But we have taken that history means what happens to this king, what happens to this king, who killed, who were his subordinates, when he died, on which day you should celebrate his Jayanti or Punyatithi. Although all unnecessary, we are fighting over dates, years, and religious concepts, etc., religious facts. There is no need to do this thing. Let us look what can we learn from those days. Is there anything to learn in presenting? Right? Now, there is another fear that new technology will hamper the process of learning. And in this case, they are really afraid of what is called as artificial intelligence Already that chat GPT has come. Chat GPT can write essay, chat GPT can write poem, chat GPT can give you solutions, etc., anything. But still, there is no guarantee that the answers given are 100% correct. Every individual has different way of thinking, different way of expression. The fact that earlier days they used to ask us to write essays or they used to ask us to write long answers, the reason was power of expression. Given a problem, given a topic, can I analyze it? Can I understand it? And then can I express it in my own language? That was being tested either orally. That's why you see there used to be a essay competition, there used to be debate competition, there used to be discussion competition, and so on. The participation in dramas, art, dance, everywhere there is a. Do you know that in music there is a mathematics? The music is totally governed by mathematics. All those 3 saptakas, Padya Saptak, Mandra Saptak, Tara Saptak, 3 octaves are there. The frequencies are related by a fixed ratio. So there is a mathematics in music. In nature, there is a mathematics, there is a science. You go to a jungle and see a particular tree. The way in which the tree comes out of the ground, the size of the trunk, the size of the branches, the size of leaves, then flowers, they are all designed in such a fashion that tree gets a regular sunlight, its center of gravity is maintained, the branches are, the weights, etc. are maintained, and it gets a proper oxygen, it gets a proper sunlight. God has created science, mathematics in nature. Everywhere there is a science. For everything there is a purpose. We have nails. Nails is a purpose. We have teeth. It is a purpose. We have eyebrows. There is a purpose. It's not just that above our eyes. Just for a fun, eyebrows are there. No, there is a purpose. And this purpose is related to science, is related to mathematics. Even our whole body. Do you know that for every person, ratio of certain lengths is fixed? If you take our hand from your neck to elbow to fingers, fingers to nails, or if you take the ratio of this thing, I mean, each measurement may be different, but if you take a ratio, that is always fixed. That's why you see, for a normal person, body, they say body mass index, the ratio of height, weight, etc. So these things, there is a mathematics in health science also. All electronics, computers, information technology, everything is coming in medical. Go to any multi-specialty hospital. In good old days, 50 years back or 60 years back, the doctor used to take, first you go, he will see your pulse, he will see your heartbeats, he will see your tongue, he will ask you to open your eyes, he will see the color of nails, and then diagnose. Now, everything is by instrument measurements, everything is by scanning, analyzing those patterns. Where science is involved, calculations are involved, analysis is involved. So the importance of so-called interdisciplinary learning. Doctor has to learn mathematics. Doctor has to learn some science. Doctor has to learn computer, obviously. Now even doctor, you go to the hospital, no doctor is writing a prescription. He is typing the prescription on the computer, and next minute it comes on your mobile. He takes an X-ray, and next minute the X-ray is on your WhatsApp. It is sent. So giving that X-ray report and those all concepts have gone. Things are changing. So there is another fear that whether artificial intelligence, etc., will affect education, whether it will affect positively or it will harm, both in education system as well as in evaluation process. People are copying or not. See, do you mean to say copying was not there 30 years back? It was there. Copying assignments, copying each other's notebooks, etc. It is all coming from tradition to tradition. There are a lot of jokes also on this aspect. So that is coming. So the fear that because of AI, learning will get affected, that is not correct. The only problem with this so-called artificial intelligence is that this is the only technology which learns by itself. That is dangerous. Artificial intelligence learns by itself. So far, technology which were invented, email, internet, printing technology, aeroplane, railway, all this technology, whatever the product you have developed, the steering wheel was in the hands of the person, human being. You were controlling, man was controlling. Man is controlling a train. Man is controlling the aeroplane. Man is controlling the atom bomb. Yes, atom bomb is prepared by the scientist and all those things. But atom bomb does not himself decide that whether to drop. Human being decides. The danger with artificial intelligence is that it is going to take decision on its own. It does not depend on your dictation or your input. Yes, in the beginning you have to train him or learning has to be done. But later on, it's on your own. It's on its own. And that is the main danger of artificial intelligence. Another danger of the so-called new technology, social media or information technology, is that you are being hacked. See, we use the word my telephone is hacked, my mobile is hacked, my computer is hacked, my password. No, you are also hacked as a human being, because now your mobile or Facebook or Google knows so much about you that you yourself are not knowing that much about yourself. You understand? This is another danger of new technology. I am purposely introducing or making you aware of these two aspects of, one is social media, another is artificial intelligence. Social media is that you are, number one, human being is hacked. The fact that I am giving you a lecture today to Chhatrapati Shivaji University through that BAMU center is known to whole world, not only to 86 participants and coordinator and no. Whole world is aware that I am talking to you and I am giving you a lecture. So there is no secrecy. I cannot say, no, I have not given any lecture. This I cannot say. So when you are going by Uber, Google, Uber, or Ola, they know where you are, where you went. So there is no secrecy. Tomorrow you cannot say, no, I did not visit that particular place. That's why, in crime nowadays, they are interested in your phone. But they say that once your phone is taken, then everything, your history, whom you talk, how much you talk, what messages you send, everything is revealed. So therefore, that is one danger of new technology. That way. But of course, there are advantages. As I told you, more information can be given. The information is available at your hand. There is no movement required. All of you sitting in your houses today are able to listen to a lecture which I am giving from Hyderabad, from my study room. This time, otherwise you had to travel earlier. Now you see, this is a big advantage. 86 people are able to, or 89, 87 people are able to attend this, listening to me or having a discussion without traveling, sitting in their bedroom, sitting, even drinking tea simultaneously. So this type of advantages are there. And another, as I told you, the artificial learning is dangerous part is that it learns by itself. Therefore, it is a decision maker. It means where to put an atom bomb. It will not dictated by you. AI can itself take a decision. And this is the more dangerous part. That decision making capability is developing in AI. But the advantages are more. For example, you are thinking whether when AI teacher it will come, AI doctor will come. AI teacher will be more personalized. AI doctor will be more personalized. In the sense that, suppose I go to class, I have to sit with 50 students or other thing. So some 10 students are very intelligent. 10 students are middle level and 20 students or 30 students are poor. They need thorough, more attention. But as far as teacher is concerned, you are teaching in the same pace. You are teaching in the same way to all 60 students. Whereas understanding capability, grasping capability of each student is different. This AI teaching will help you that it will, depending on your understanding level, it will progress. First, it will be slow. Then as you understand, it will take you into confidence. This type of capability AI teacher has. Then another thing, it will be impartial. AI teacher or AI doctor will be impartial. It will not differentiate between boy and a girl. It will not differentiate between this caste and this caste. It will not differentiate between the religion. It will not differentiate between the countries. It will not differentiate between rich and poor. It will treat you only as a student, only as a human being. This is another advantage. And I can learn from a professor from Harvard University or from California University, no problem. Earlier, that was not possible. I had to go to USA, join their classes. And most of the things are free. Most of the things are free. You don't have to even pay. So, on one hand, we are criticizing the technology or new concept, but the advantages are much more. I'll give an example. People are thinking whether when the driverless car, automatic driving car will come, will there be problem? Let me tell you, the number of accidents will reduce like anything. Nowadays, with human being, some people are drunk, some people have rash driving, they are not even 18 years old and still they are driving. All these things will not happen with driverless business. So, number of accidents will reduce. It will be more, there won't be any cars. Of course, you cannot compare the traffic where in USA, Europe, and India, because we don't follow rules and regulations. Where they more or less follow lane regulations and traffic rules, we are not following. That is a different story. But even that chaos can be taken care of in this new technology. I mean, that is going to come. So, advantages, of course, there are certain disadvantages, there are certain questions, legal aspects. Suppose accident happens with a automatic car, then who will be put in jail or against whom the case will run? Whether the car company or the software engineer or that AI engineer. I mean, all these aspects are there. And as I told you, there are still unanswered questions. All questions have not been resolved as far as boom of artificial intelligence is concerned. All questions are not resolved. In fact, people are still doubting, questioning, and other things. So we should not be afraid that it will take up my job. It will affect employment. Yes, to some extent it will affect, but jobs will be there. Jobs will be there. Only nature of jobs will change. You have to be adaptable to the new jobs. Therefore, it is responsibility of the teacher is more on how to learn rather than simply teach. Don't simply teach the subject. Teach them how to learn, how to adapt to new situation, how to face failure. That will make a good human being, that will make a good student. Students will also remember you. See, there are few professions where those professions people are treated like a god. Doctor is such profession. Doctors are treated like a god. Once you give yourself as a patient in the hands of a doctor, you treat him like a god. Same thing, teacher. Anywhere you go, you meet your students after 10 years, 20 years. You feel you will definitely bow down, touch his feet. This IT engineer doesn't have this respect. Lawyer doesn't have this respect. A businessman doesn't have this respect. So please remember, as a teacher, or of course doctors also, You are different class. You are respected, and it is your responsibility to protect that image or create that confidence among the students. Things definitely are changing for good. Uh, for example, the new education policy, you have flexible credit-based grading system. Earlier, every subject was equally weighted. Now the weights can be changed. Every subject need not have the same weightage. That is why the importance of credit-based grading system. What does it mean? That suppose one subject is there. I want to teach some solid state physics, right? It need not be 4 periods per week. I can be 2 periods per week. Yoga, for example, yoga, one credit per week. Music, 1 credit per week. Social work, yes, social work is equally important. All Saturdays, Sundays. And another thing, you are not learning only in the class, you are learning outside the class also. Therefore, suppose some student on Saturday and Sunday, when there are no classes, he goes to some Atman, Zopadpatti, and teaches unprivileged children, educates them, or tell them about the health consciousness. And he records his work, or he goes to a bank and learn. See, suppose a commerce student, he goes to a particular cooperative bank and spends weekends or some 1 day per week bank and learns the insurance system, loan giving system. That knowledge is more than the textbook knowledge, more important than the textbook, because he know. Suppose somebody comes and applies for a loan, what are the criteria for giving a loan? How interest is to be decided? How EMI are decided? How the stocks are? For example, I say as an engineer, I really do not know that when Trump, that American president, just declared that he will increase the taxes on the goods, imports and export goods from other countries, how suddenly the market collapsed? What was the relation between this decision and collapsing the market? Why did it collapse? So can any commerce person or this thing explain to the students in a very simple language this phenomena? This is learning. I mean, in every field I can give. Arts, suppose you are a language teacher. You are teaching a poem on nature. You can't teach a poem on nature in classroom, 4 walls. No, take the students to some garden. Suppose you are teaching that famous poem of Wordsworth, Daffodils. Can Daffodils poem be taught in the 4 walls of the classroom? No. You have to go to the garden. You have to dance with the students. You have to play music, and then you have to recite that poem and then teach. And not only that, relate it with life. Can nature be related with life? Examples can be given. Just now I gave so many examples to you to explain. So these examples you have to find yourself. They are not given in the textbook. You see, to concept. No, they are not given, but you have to teach. I'm telling you, I can demonstrate just now. My subject is electronics and communication engineering. I am expert in radar engineering. I am sure none of your 86 students must be in that field. But I can demonstrate now that how radar works can be taught or explained in 5 minutes to a person who is not at all in the engineering field. Does anybody wants to take a challenge? Yeah, I'll demonstrate it just now. Can anybody come forward? Can any science teacher, any lady teacher, science teacher, come forward? You put your video on and unmute. I want one volunteer. I will demonstrate how to teach even a concept which is not in your field by giving an example. And for that, I will explain how, you have heard radar. Radar is used to destroy enemy's aircraft. What is the principle of this radar? I will explain just in 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Any volunteer? I want. Come forward. I will simply ask questions, you have to answer. In that question answer session, you will learn. And that will explain that how questioning is important and how dialogues and discussion is important. Yes, any volunteer I want. Please come forward, any volunteer. There is nothing, I mean, you need not be afraid. I'm going to ask it is going to be a simple discussion. Anybody with a science background or anybody physics or maths background? Come forward. Coordinator, can you make somebody ready?
Participant, any question?
Anybody?
Please raise your hand.
Anybody come forward. I will just, you put your video on. We will have 3-minute discussion, that's all. And you will understand the principle of radar. This is just to demonstrate how difficult things can be made simple. Come on. Why are you afraid, or why are you? Nobody is coming forward. Nobody wants to learn. Come forward. Hello.
Participant?
Anybody come. Doesn't matter. It's and it is not going to be dosy. We will have just 3-minute discussion. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Anybody coming? Put your
Please raise the hand.
Put your video on so that I can see you. What happened?
Yes, sir.
Nobody's interested in learning. I am really surprised. I am really surprised with this group. Nobody wants to learn.
Yes, sir.
Yes, who is there?
Roll number now 14, sir.
Yeah, okay, roll number 14. Is what background?
I am teaching in economics.
Oh, economics, doesn't matter. In school, you have learned some little bit of mathematics?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, I'll ask you a few questions. Okay, you just answer. Okay. Good. Suppose you are watching TV in the night.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are sitting on the your bed and watching TV series. And suddenly light goes off. Okay.
Yes, sir.
At that time, you are playing with your ring in your hand, and suddenly you're playing with the ring and light goes off and that ring has fallen in the dark. Okay. Now you have to search that ring. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
You have to search that ring. What will you do?
I will use two batteries.
Very good. You will take a torch
Yeah, sir.
and you will take a torch in hand and move that torch here and there.
Yes,
Yes
sorry,
or
sir.
no? You will
Sorry,
move
sir.
that torch here and there below the
Yes, yes,
on the
I will
ground.
move it.
You will move left and right, up and down, right?
Yes, yes,
And
sir.
and suppose you find that your ring below your bed at the wall corner. You have found it.
Yes, sir.
What will happen?
Yes, sir.
Suddenly you will stop. Suddenly you will stop.
I will switch off the battery torch.
No. Yes means you have found out now.
Yes.
What has happened? You have found out that ring, where it is. You have found out its location. Agreed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
By moving the torch left and right, you have found out the location. But now
Yes,
I have to take out that ring from that wall. For that purpose, I need a stick.
Stick, yes.
Stick. I need a stick. So I should know how long, what it should be the length of the stick, so that I can take that ring to me. So you want to find what is the distance from where you are standing, what is the distance, so that you will take a stick of that height and you will take it. Is it not? Now, to find that distance, I will give you another example. Suppose you are now, as you said, you are from Karanji?
I'm residential in Sangli, sir.
Huh?
I'm residential at Sangli, sir. In Sangli, sir. And working area at Ichalkaranji.
Okay. Suppose from Kolhapur to Pune you have to go by car. Suppose the distance from suppose you take average speed of 50 kilometers per hour.
Yes, sir.
Kolhapur to Sangli, any place, Kolhapur to say some place. 50 kilometers per hour is the average speed of the car, and you take 2 hours travel time.
Yes, sir.
What is the distance?
100 kilometers.
Very good. So you have found out the distance, is it not?
Yes, sir.
And you have found out the location. For location, what did you do?
Yes.
You moved the torch, and you stopped. You stopped when the ring was found.
Yes, sir.
Agreed. And then
Yes, sir.
Then you wanted to find the location, exact distance. For that, you use the principle which you have studied in the school, that you know the average speed of the car and you know the time taken, 2 hours, 50 into 2, you found out the distance.
Yes,
Agreed?
sir.
I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you because you have learned the principle of radar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, this exactly the same principle is used in radar. There is a thing called, instead of a battery, there is a moving antenna. You know that antenna dish which is there in your TV tower?
Yes, sir.
That type of antenna is moved. The electromagnetic beam goes to the target which is there in the sky. Let us say enemy aircraft will be there. So it goes. I know the speed of that electromagnetic wave, which is the speed of the light. So speed is known. So what I do, I measure the time taken from that light to go there and come back. If I know the time, I know exactly the distance, right? And the direction is known by moving the antenna. That's all. This is the simple principle of radar. Now you see, you are a commerce student, commerce teacher. You are not knowing anything about this, but within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I could explain to you how the principle, at least the basic, I mean, of course, actual principle and actual system will be more complicated, doesn't matter. But at least I was able to explain to you how in principle, the radar works. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
That's all. So you must have or create a curiosity. First, you must be curious as a teacher. As a teacher,
Yes, sir. Is it?
you must be curious. No, I want to know. Then you have to create this curiosity among the student,
Exactly, sir.
and then try to find out about. See, your eyes must be open, your ears must be open.
Yes, sir.
Around you, there will be 100 examples by which you can learn many concepts.
Yes, sir. It's
There
true.
is nothing, there is nothing like anything difficult. Nothing. Everything is simple. Let me tell you, all science, higher engineering, higher mathematics, higher commerce is all basically depending on what we learn in your school. You see,
Yes, sir.
even
Yes,
radar
sir.
principle, whatever I am telling you, I asked you the question, they were all learned in the school. Yes, is it not?
Yes, sir.
That's all. There will be slight masala, there will be slight additional concept. That is obvious. When you grow up, is it not? When you grow up,
Yes, sir. Yes,
although
sir.
see, let me tell you, a 5 year old boy or 6 year old boy learns a bicycle when
Hmm.
he's child. Please remember that this boy cannot learn a bicycle without using Newton's laws of motion, gravitational law, centrifugal force, centripetal force, mass, acceleration, all these things, complicated equations. Unless he uses, he cannot learn the bike. But
Yes, sir.
is he learning the bike or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, he is learning the bike. So it means in your mind, always though that capability is there. See, when you are learning a bike, you observe how the boy is learning a bike. There is a technique. And unless, see, it is not an easy task to balance yourself only on two wheels, and that too with a speed. And then taking turns and left turn, right turn, going back, going come, etc. All these tricks, all these 8 years boy is able to do. But unaware of his fact, he is learning unless all three laws of motions of Newton's laws, Einstein's laws, gravitational force, centrifugal, all these concepts he is using, but he is not knowing that he is using, but still he is using. So learning does not need details. Learning
Exactly, sir.
needs experience. Learning needs examples. When your scooter is, you send it for repair on a boy on the footpath, that person is not engineer. He is not a mechanical engineer. He is not an electrical engineer. But in 2 minutes, he will find out the fault why your scooter is not running or what is the wrong with your scooter. He is not at all an engineer. He never went to any engineering college. But he knows the. So, why I am telling you these examples is that learning by experience, learning by examples, making process of education interesting. These aspects are very important, and that is what the so-called new education policy aims at. Right? Can you teach a
Yes, sir.
poem by using music? See, just like a poem teaching will not make any interest. But suppose you give a good uh, uh, music, students will dance, students will enjoy. You can also find out, is there any other poem with a similar meaning in any other language? You ask them, what should be the assignment? We have learned this poem. You find out any other poem which has more or less the same meaning. Give this as a homework. They will enjoy. All students cannot have now the same answer. They cannot copy because everybody's experience has to be different. So this you have to, these methods of evaluation, the methods of assignments, tutorials, you have to investigate. There has to be some innovation in those processes also. I give an example which everybody can understand. See, when you study a subtraction to a primary student, you give an example. I gave you 100 rupees. What question is given in the by a teacher in the school? I gave you 100 rupees. You went to the market, right? You purchased vegetable for 20 rupees. How much money you got it back? He will say 100 minus 20 is equal to 80. This is a simple question which doesn't need any intelligence to understand. But suppose I want to make same question interesting. I want to make the same question challenging. How can I change? You know, I will ask him, instead of that, you went to market with 100 rupees, purchased a commodity for 20 rupees, and how much you will get. Instead of that, I will say, you went to market with 100 rupees, you purchased a vegetable for 20 rupees. In how many ways the balance amount can be returned by the shopkeeper to you? What are the different alternatives? What are the different options by which the shopkeeper will give you the balance amount? Now, you see, how many answers are there to this question? Tell me. Anybody? If this question is given that you went to with 100 rupees, you purchased 20 rupees vegetables, in how many ways the balance amount will be given to you by a shopkeeper? How many answers will you have? Come on. The earlier question had only one answer, 80 rupees. But now I have changed the question. How many answers it will have? You are not telling this thing. Come on, tell. Anybody? Any math? You don't need a math teacher also. Anybody can answer. It is a very common sense question. You don't need a math or science teacher. Even arts teacher can answer. How many possibilities of answers are there? Tell me. Question is same, but slightly twisted. Anybody? Why I don't understand why you are so inert, not responding. I mean, what is your objective of attending this session? I really don't understand. If you are not responding, not communicating, not discussing, then what is the use of attending such things? I don't understand. Please tell me, anybody? Have you understood the question? I will have to repeat once again. I gave 100 rupees. You went to the market, purchased vegetable of 20 rupees. In in how many ways the balance amount can be returned to you? Yes, anybody? No?
Sir, there are number of ways.
Yeah. Can you tell anything, for example?
So
80
we can
rupees can
return
be,
in the number of 10 rupees.
yeah,
10
10
into
into, yeah,
8.
10 into 20, 20 into 4.
Yes, sir.
5,
Yes, sir.
5 rupees notes he can give. Some 5 rupees, some 10 rupees.
Yes, sir.
1 rupee coin, 80 coins.
Yes,
2
sir.
rupees coin, 40 coins.
Yes, sir.
So you see, now problem was same, but I made it interesting. And
Yes, sir.
now, believe me, all students cannot have the same answer unless each individual student think. He cannot write the answer for this question, is it not?
Yes, sir.
My purpose was you try to. I gave you a very simple example so that anybody, whether you are in college teacher or MSc teacher or MCom teacher or arts, you frame questions such that the individual thinking capability of the student can be tested. Analytical capability of the student can be tested. Not what he remembers, mugging. No, not the same answer which you dictated in your notes. No. Can he think differently? In fact, I would be very happy if he gives you a different answer. Does not matter if the answer is wrong or uh, you know if he tried something else. For example, in the same thing, one student can give a very unique answer. Can you think of for the same question, a very intelligent student can give a unique answer. Unique answer. Tell me. He doesn't have to even do any calculation, anything. Yes, 39. Roll number 39, Mr. Nilesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you think of an answer, unique answer? No other further answer is required. He will tell you and you have to give him 100 marks.
Unique answer.
Huh? Think.
Sorry, sir. I'm not getting.
Student will say, sir, he will give me all amount in my mobile.
Yes, sir. By the Google Pay or phone.
E-payment, that's all.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't need any coins or anything. Sir, I will get all the amounts on my
Phone Pay. Google.
mobile account.
Yes, sir.
This is called intelligence. You see, it
Yes, sir.
doesn't need calculation, but you have to give him 100 marks.
Yes, sir. Remaining amount will transfer.
All amount he will transfer to your account. No question of coins or notes or anything. And you
Yes.
have to give him full marks because the answer is correct.
Yes.
Not only that, if I would have been the teacher, I will give him extra prize. Why
Yes,
I will
sir.
give him extra prize or why I will give him bonus marks? Because this thinking is out of box thinking. Everybody
Yes, sir.
was thinking, yeah, everybody is thinking of 80 rupees, 20 into 4, 10 into 8, 5 into 16, like that. Everybody is thinking in that direction. But this boy or this girl, see, why all this? We have a facility. I'll simply ask it, transfer it to my account. That's all. So this is called out of box
Out of box thinking.
out of box thinking. You have
Yes.
to promote. You have to promote out of box thinking.
Yes,
This
sir.
is teaching. This is innovation. This is new education policy.
Yes, sir.
This is uniqueness. And I purposely gave you all simple examples, routine examples, day-to-day examples, and these examples you can search provided your mind is alert, your eyes are open, your ears are open, and you want to learn. That's all. You want to learn, your eyes must be open, your ears must be, you can find out new ways. I think it is 5:15 now coming up. Let's 5-10 minutes, I will be able to have some questions from you, have some discussion, and then we'll stop this session. You can ask me on any topic, even if I have not discussed, if it is out of this topic, any question if you want, you can ask me, I will be able to answer. So coordinator, please coordinate. Next 10 minutes will be totally question and answer session. Yes.
Any participant, please raise their hand. Any question?
Not only on this topic, but any other topic which you expected I could not discuss. Even if you thought that you wanted this topic to be discussed, maybe I have not touched it. You can ask me that way also, and it will help you also. It may be personally your difficulty, your question. You thought that I should have discussed that, but I have not talked. That also I can discuss. No problem. Come on. Any question on teaching learning process, examination system, curricular design, credit-based grading system, anything? Research aspects. Nobody has a question? Coordinator, can you try somebody to?
Please, any participant, please raise their hand.
Please feel free. Please feel free to ask any question. No?
I think so, no question.
Okay, we'll stop here then.
Yes.
So
Thank you,
again,
sir.
I request you to write 2 questions based on my lecture with multiple choice answers, and by 6 o'clock today itself you must do it. Today itself by 6 o'clock, those 2 questions must be emailed to the coordinator. Today only by 6 o'clock. I am giving 40 minutes, and they will collect it and distribute all those questions to you again, and then you can submit it as an assignment afterwards. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, you can.
Yes. Yes.
You can
Please,
close.
sir. Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.